What makes Steph Curry the most dangerous player in NBA history? When you think of a game-changing athlete, someone who forces entire defenses to rewrite their playbooks, you must consider Steph. Throughout the league's history, there's arguably never been a player like him, a player who has shifted how the game is played purely because of his offensive skill set. But what exactly makes Steph Curry so unique? Let's dive deep into what makes him a one-of-a-kind talent that has reshaped basketball. At the heart of his game is his three-point shooting, something that defies all conventional wisdom. Many players are considered long-range threats, but Steph takes it to another level, treating 30-foot shots like their layups. His ability to hit these shots with efficiency is unheard of. From 2015 to 2017, Steph was in his prime, and during this period, he hit an astounding 47% of his wide-open three-pointers. That kind of percentage equates to the same efficiency as a 70% shot at the rim. It was game-breaking, and it forced teams to rethink their entire defensive strategies. Traditional basketball wisdom taught teams to protect the paint and stop inside scoring first, then scramble to defend the perimeter. But with Steph, that logic was turned on its head. His quick release and remarkable shooting range forced defenses to play outside in rather than inside out. Suddenly, leaving Steph open from beyond the arc was as catastrophic as allowing an open layup. One slip-up, one moment of hesitation, and Steph would be dropping another three-pointer before the defense even realized what happened. This dynamic was especially visible in transition play. In fast breaks, most teams naturally drop back to protect the paint first, then fan out to cover shooters. But against Golden State, led by Curry, defenses had to sprint to the perimeter first because he could knock down a three-pointer before the defenders even got set. His fast release was lethal, and he could fire off a shot with precision, whether he was backpedaling or catching a pass on the move. Even when handling the ball himself, if defenders didn't pick him up as soon as he crossed half-court, he was ready to pull up from deep and sink a long-range bomb. For years, coaches preached the value of attacking the paint, particularly in transition. Taking a pull-up three during a fast break was often considered a poor shot selection, until Steph came along and made it a key part of his offensive arsenal. The narrative on what constitutes a good shot changed forever thanks to him. His 40-foot pull-up against the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2016 is one of the most iconic shots in NBA history, encapsulating his confidence, skill, and ability to shift what we believed was possible. Steph's shooting prowess isn't limited to catch-and-shoot situations either. His off-the-dribble shooting is unparalleled. Sure, there have been plenty of great shooters in the NBA, but none come close to matching Curry's combination of volume and efficiency. He consistently shoots over 40% from three while taking an incredibly high number of shots off the dribble. What's even more impressive is the difficulty of these shots. Deep, off balance, often with a hand in his face, and still draining them with alarming consistency. One of the key moments in Curry's career came during his 2015 to 2016 unanimous MVP season. This was a season that left defenses completely baffled. In pick-and-roll situations, Steph's combination of ball handling, shooting, and basketball IQ made him the most dangerous player on the court. If defenders tried to go under the screen, he'd simply pull up from deep with no hesitation. His lightning-quick release left no room for error. Even when defenders tried to go over the screen, big men had to step up and contest his shot because dropping back wasn't an option. If they didn't, he'd easily knock down another three-pointer. Teams tried various defensive strategies to contain Curry, from hedging aggressively to outright blitzing him to get the ball out of his hands. But even these tactics weren't foolproof. Running him off the three-point line only gave him more space to operate inside, where he could use his quickness to blow past slower defenders. Curry became a master at exploiting these mismatches, often dancing around defenders like traffic cones as he drove to the basket. Steph's offensive game isn't just about his shooting. While his long-range bombs rightfully get the most attention, he's also an elite finisher at the rim. Despite not being the most physically dominant player, Curry's touch around the basket is extraordinary. He's perfected the art of high-arcing scoop layups and teardrops, often using his offhand to avoid shot blockers. His ability to maneuver through traffic and finish at the rim with finesse puts him in the conversation with some of the best finishers in the game. What often gets overlooked, though, is how Steph uses his shooting to enhance other aspects of his game. His ball handling and footwork are crucial to his success as a driver. When defenders overcommit to stopping his three-point shot, he's quick to use hesitation moves or sharp changes in direction to create lanes to the basket. His handle allows him to navigate through even the tightest defenses, and his ability to stop on a dime makes his mid-range jumper a dangerous fallback option. It's not something he actively seeks out, but when defenses force him to take mid-range shots, he converts them with efficiency. And while Steph's on-ball abilities are legendary, many argue that he's even more dangerous without the ball in his hands. His movement off the ball is relentless, constantly running through screens and hunting for open space. Defenders can never relax, and even the smallest lapse in concentration can result in a wide-open shot for Curry. His off-ball movement combined with his shooting ability makes him nearly impossible to guard. He's just as comfortable hitting shots while drifting left or right, so it doesn't matter which way his momentum is carrying him. He can square up and shoot from any angle. In the Warriors' offense, Curry's constant motion keeps defenders on high alert. He's a master at using screens to get open, And if his defender tries to cheat by going under the screen, Steph is quick to shoot over the top. Even when defenders try to switch, the smallest mistake leads to another open shot for Curry. His ability to relocate after passing the ball is another layer of his game that punishes teams for losing track of him for even a second. To sum it up, Steph Curry is an offensive force unlike anything the NBA has ever seen. His shooting, ball handling, finishing, and off-ball movement make him one of the most complete offensive players in the history of the game. Teams have spent years trying to figure out how to stop him, and yet no one has found a solution that truly works. He forces defenses to make impossible choices. Do you guard him tightly on the perimeter and risk getting beat off the dribble? Or do you sag off and allow one of the greatest shooters of all time to get another clean look from deep? In the end, Steph Curry's offensive brilliance redefined what's possible on a basketball court and left the league forever changed.